everybody, welcome to A&C. Basically today, I didn't video this morning like I normally have done both times. But basically I'll spare you the details, but this morning I was like dead to the world because I hadn't had any coffee or anything with caffeine yet, so I was kind of trudging along. But so I'm coming off work now, and basically what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is about being intentional. I think it's something that it's very important, and it's more important than I even had realized until I want to say about a year and a half ago. I started realizing what it means to be intentional. And what I mean by that is just thinking through what you do every day. What I have noticed and what I've learned, even through my own experiences, is people they're not intentional. They drift through life, and they just keep going and going and going and just go with the flow. You know, that's literally the quintessence of like what it means to just drift. You're going with the flow of life. And if you're not intentional about what you do in life will determine what it is that you do, and consequently it determines what you become. If you aren't intentional about what you're doing every day and where you're going, the direction that you're going in your life, then life will you'll get served. You'll get served. Like you will end up, waking up one day and just be like, what happened? What happened? And you won't know what happened because you didn't realize what was happening when it was happening. You just let it happen. And that's something that it's a disease really to any kind of success, from what I've learned. Even if it's just improving yourself, if you aren't intentional about having some habits in your life, like reading, or just maybe having a grateful, thankful kind of journal, or even just thinking in your head every day, what did I learn today, then you won't retain it. You won't retain anything that you've learned if you aren't made aware of what you learned by thinking about it. And that's just a part of being intentional. Really just setting a game plan for yourself, setting some goals in your life, and being aware of where you want to go is really the first step. There's a lot of people out there that just kind of do what they do because that's what they were told to do, and they've lost the ability to think for themselves. And that, to me, that's sad. It's sad when people have lost the ability to think for themselves and to realize that their voice and their thoughts are just as important and just as valuable as anybody else's. Now, I understand, there's certain areas in life where you're not experienced, and therefore there's others out there that have more wisdom in certain areas. And so learn from them to create your own experiences, so that way that you can learn from them as well. You can gain perspective on any type of situation or any events or things that you're going in life. But honestly, you can still even drift through that unless you take the time to think about, what it is where they're coming from. Like, I could give someone advice all day long, 24/7, until I'm blue in the face. But if they're not willing to think about it or receive that kind of information, then I'm basically talking to myself. Full-on conversation, just me, myself, and I. What's up? Hey, Taylor, what's going on? Like, oh, yeah, good day. This happened, this, oh, really? Just going back and forth with myself. I can do that in my head. I don't need to have you sit here and listen to that. So it's crazy the kind of differences that you can experience in your life if you're just more intentional about what you do every day. A lot of people, they go to work and go home, go to work and go home, go to work and go home, but there's so much more that you can even do with that time. There's so much you can do with that, instead of just scrolling social media for 30 minutes on lunch. Pick up a book. It's not going to hurt you, I promise. Your brain's not going to melt. Be like, I've been out of school for 2 years. I picked up a book. I'm melting. Be like the Wicked Witch of the West, but with books instead of water. It's a promise. You're not going to get like a DVT, or you're not going to just get an embolism from picking up a book. I promise. You're fine. It'll be okay. You'll survive. It'll be cool. And you'll just be surprised. Like, even if you start something really teeny tiny and then do that every day, and then you just talk to someone that you haven't talked to for a long time, and they're gonna be like, what happened to you? Be like, I got intentional. Yeah, okay, just like that, and then let me know that you did that, and I'll be like, yeah. It's so crazy. But even outside of that, like, think of like a good thing that I personally kept seeing over and over and over again so far is to write down what it is that you want, figure it out, take some time to think about it, think through it, write down what it is that you want. Writing is the important piece, because for me personally, if I didn't write it down, it didn't happen. I'll forget. I'll do one ear and out the other, be like, oh, there it goes, poof, like a cloud of smoke. I will not retain it if I'm like, it's like if I'm making plans, and then if I don't write it down, oh, weren't we supposed to get coffee at 3? What? That was, oh yeah, oops, that's my bad. So yeah, just having it written down so you can keep looking at it, put it in front of you, maybe make it the background on your phone, like the home page. When your phone lights up and you'll see it and be like, oh, there it is, there's my goal, it's right there, you see it, it's right there. So that way you can see it every day, and that keeps it constantly on your mind. It makes you to continue to think about it. And something really cool, what that does in your brain, right in there, whenever you learn something new, and this should appease you biology science people, it's my background. It took like 4+ years out of my life to learn a lot of this, so hopefully I've retained something. Basically, when you learn something new, it creates a new little squiggle, in your noggin, in your brain, in there, creates a new squiggle, and the more that you go over it and repeat it in different ways. So, say if you say it out loud to yourself, be like, I am going to drop 10 pounds in 3 months. Be specific. You have to be specific about these things. I'm going to drop 10 pounds in 3 months. And then, I'm going to eat healthier. I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week for like 30-45 minutes. And then, I'm going to keep a diet journal. All 3 of those. You don't have to go crazy. 2 or 3 things. And then you say it, you hear it, so you can hear it, you see it, say it, hear it, and then it'll deepen the squiggle. The more you repeat it, the more you have all those different ways of living out that goal, or hearing it over and over again, coming across it over and over again, it deepens the squiggle. So that way it'll be retained longer. If you don't, the squiggle won't deepen in your head and in your brain, and then it'll go away because you didn't be intentional. You weren't intentional about making the squiggle deeper. And I promise it will float away, and then you're gonna drift again. And there's some people that they end up being in this cycle, just round and round and round and round and round and round and round, not be able to achieve anything because they haven't been intentional about anything. They haven't changed anything. They haven't said, oh, if I eat a cheeseburger like every other day, it's not going to help me with my weight goals. And what happens is they go by like some popular fast food chain, and they're like, oh, they see the sign, they smell it, and they're like, that sounds so good right now, you know what I want? And then they just go for it instead of realizing, hey, it's on my phone. I have a goal, and I'm going to stick to it because it's important to me. And really, being intentional, it's coupled with discipline, having a sense of urgency about you to get it done. Because if you can't do that and follow through on goals that are meaningful to you, then what in life are you gonna actually follow through on? Because if you can't follow through on something for yourself, then you're not gonna be able to help anybody else or follow through for anybody else. And for me personally, what I told myself is, if I can't help myself, that means I can't help other people. And then what is the point of me being here? That's how I talk to myself. Like, what is the point of my existence if all I can do is barely help myself, can't really do anything good or worthwhile for myself, and then can't help other people? Are you serious? Are you serious? Like, what would be the point in that? Like, there'd be no point. To me, that's how I think. You don't have to think that way, but and then I just really got intentional about thinking about, what do I actually want in life, and how can I get there? Really started just putting things together and just, I don't want to say like streamline my space, but any places that I am in a lot, like my little lab area at work, my bedroom, my bathroom, those things, places where I am a lot, I started gearing towards those goals. So like, say if we continue with the weight loss goal, removing all snacks, putting up quotes about, sticking to your goals. And by snacks, I mean like junk food snacks. I can eat some protein bars. Those are good. Having protein shakes, create like grab and go healthy options, because I'm a grab and go kind of person. I'm always on the go. And so is most of America. So just really being intentional about those kind of things and thinking through, like, what do you do every day? Why do you do those things? And just start from there. And if you can change even the tiniest thing to start, like, say, again, trying to have a weight loss goal, say if someone had a bag of chips, like potato chips every day, they had that with lunch every day. What is it, like 150, 200, 250 calories in one bag of chips? And they just cut that. I'll just say 200. I don't know exactly. I haven't had a bag of chips in a minute. Say it's like 200 calories. They cut 200 calories every day. Well, you know what that is compounded? Think about that. 200 times 30. Then times 12. It's a lot of calories. Now, see, I'm not going to make a fool out of myself and just go through that right now. Math was not my strong suit growing up. But getting better every day is going to be awesome. But yeah, so just really think about, for taking away, things to take away, be intentional about you, be intentional about what you want, and be intentional about how you want to get there. Alright, well, I hope you have enjoyed this. Sincerely, I do. And please subscribe. And if you liked at all, if you learned anything, go ahead and share this video. I appreciate you. You're awesome. You are valued, and you are worth it. And I hope you know that, because I believe it. Bye, guys.